the secret of healing all wounds and the path to enlightenment essentially is acknowledgement and responsibility with action. So acknowledgement is essentially the antidote to judgment. So judgment comes from a place of guilt and innocence, right and wrong, black and white. There's no such thing as right and wrong, only opinion. So acknowledgement, what it is, it's like I always use this example of Jesus, right? Imagine Jesus walking through crowds of people, and someone reaches out and go, "Hey, Jesus, I'm a big fan," right? He could ignore them and keep walking, or he could go, "Oh, hello, what's your name? How can I help you? Thank you for being a fan," right? That's acknowledgement. And that person that received that acknowledgement from Jesus would receive a lot of love, right? But if he'd have walked off, they'd be like, "Oh God, Jesus, he's not all he's cooked up to be, is he?" You know, just using a humorous example of how acknowledgement can embody itself. You can acknowledge that. So I went through this path. When I first met my partner, she couldn't believe it. That a man turned up on her door and said, "I'm a narcissist. I acknowledge that I have narcissistic behavior, and I'm here to listen to you to understand how I can heal that." And that's a huge acknowledgement. And we're taught not to do that because it's shameful. But like I said, always go the opposite direction to the ego. It's not shameful at all. It's absolutely delightfully loving to yourself to acknowledge that, because as soon as you acknowledge it, it comes up to be seen, it comes out, and you can heal it. Because acknowledgement is the giving of love. When you acknowledge someone, they feel better because you're giving them love. And it's the same about, if the parts of yourself. You acknowledge those parts of yourself. You acknowledge the truth that there's something there to be healed instead of just ignoring it, being ignorant. Taking responsibility is the difficult part, and then taking action. And acknowledgement is the pathway to enlightenment, because when we acknowledge our path, we acknowledge our purpose, we acknowledge each other, we acknowledge our part in all of this. It's it's really divine, and it's the key. It's the key to acknowledge that you don't know, to acknowledge that you do know. Acknowledgement is the key. It's the key to your heart. It's the key to healing. It's the key to everything.